Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today. Coming up later on, our infamous roundtable gets together for our last roundtable of the season, and it's a longer one. I think you'll have fun with it, but a lot of good information will be coming your way with that too. Speaking of good information, we're going to talk about respite care, why it's so important to caregivers. That and much more coming your way, but we're going to start out talking about a very fine organization. I'm a big fan of what they do, and a big event that this organization is putting on to help raise awareness for what they do. Let's get right to it. On my immediate right, David Daggett, our good buddy, attorney from Daggett, Shuler. He and his partner, Griff Shuler, have brought along a very special guest, a first-timer for our show. Greg Keener is Director of Development for Piedmont Land Conservancy, and of course, as I mentioned, Griff Shuler is here. Welcome, gentlemen. Good to see you.
Hey, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Lori, our director, just to give, I do these little signs just like at the airport, with it. Lori, I'm going to go to Greg first. I want to talk to him a little bit about the mission of the Land Conservancy, and then we'll talk about this big event coming up. What is the Piedmont Land Conservancy's mission, Greg?
To boil it down, it's to protect the nature of the Piedmont, and that takes a few different paths. We've worked with a lot of the local state parks to expand the parks. We work with private landowners, people who have a piece of farmland, maybe they've had for generations, and they just want to see it stay farmland. So our primary tool is the conservation easement. It's a legal agreement between a landowner and an organization like PLC.
So that later on, years down the road, somebody can't say, hey, we're just going to sell this to a developer and he's going to put up a shopping center.
See, that's the great thing. They get to keep their land, keep farming it, keep using it however they like. If the farm gets sold, given to the grandkids, it's going to carry that easement with it, and it's a permanent agreement saying,
I think that's great. Now, I've been reading about the Children's Home Project, a beautiful tract of land there, and they do great work, of course, but they have a lot of farmland there. You're involved in that. Why are you involved?
Well, they approached us, and we've said for years we'd love to help them protect that land from development. I started working at Piedmont Land Conservancy 5 years ago, and before my first day, I had people come up to me and say, you're going to be with PLC. Are you ever going to do something with the children's home?
Exactly.
And we had to wait for them to be ready to do it, and they came to us. We made an agreement, and essentially what we're doing is buying that conservation easement, buying the development rights, you could say, on 92 acres of the land.
And very quickly, once this is a done deal, will everybody be able to use the land, or as far as walking through there? Or
it is still their property. They still own it. They're very open to the public. Part of this, though, is to put in a 1.5 mile walking trail.
Okay.
They'll have a parking area, almost be like a little park that'll be open to the public.
All right, to bring more awareness to this whole thing, David Daggett, tell us about this big event coming up.
Yeah, so Sunday afternoon is the second annual farm run, which is a great run and a unique experience. I'm involved in a lot of running races around.
That's right.
This one is wholly contained within the farm and the children's home property.
Wow.
It's really neat. Greg does a great job to bring some unique aspects to it, including roasting s'mores on an open fire after the race. So it's a good time for fellowship, but it does two things. Greg's done a great job with sponsors to bring some money in, but it also raises awareness of what the PLC is trying to do with this land, which I call a triple win. It helps the children's home and preserves their property. It helps the community in that it preserves that property from development, and it preserves the land, which most people don't realize is bigger than Haynes Park.
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. Griff, why do you believe in this so much, you and David, and throwing your support behind this event, which means throwing your support behind the Conservancy?
Yeah, well, in addition to the points that David made, this is the exact type of event that David and I love, because it's a running event, it's a 5K that raises money that then goes back into the local community. So the local community benefits. So this is an event and a cause that's very important to us, and these are the type of activities that we love supporting.
I want to put this up on screen because David mentioned Sunday, and I want to clear something up, because if you're watching this show on Sunday morning at 11 on My 48 as opposed to ABC 45 on Saturdays, you still have time to get to this, because the farm run starts at 3 p.m. That's Sunday, 3 p.m. start there at Renola Road, 1001 Renola Road there at Crossnor. And the PiedmontLand.org is the website for the radio listening audience. I'll say it again, PiedmontLand.org. And please go to the Daggett Shuler Law website as well to find out all the great things they do, the great services they provide. 724-1234 is the number as well, but check out the website, Daggett Shuler Law.
And we'll have links to the event also.
Really?
Yes.
I think that's great to all of you. Thanks for everything you do.
Yep.
Happy holidays.
Thank you, James.
Thanks
Greg.
All
very
right.
much.
Okay.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.